Gandalf vs Saruman, the treason of Isengard and the betrayal of a trusted and dear friend. In July 3018 of the Third Age, Saruman betrays Gandalf and has him imprisoned, yet he does not take Gandalf's life. Why was this the case? Did Saruman have a plan for showing Gandalf this small bit of mercy? Or perhaps was he just not ready to take such a dark step against a former friend and ally? To answer this harrowing question, we will have to delve deep into the Lord of the Rings legendarium and history to better understand why did Saruman not just kill Gandalf when he had the chance. But before we begin, if you love Lord of the Rings and other fantasy universes, then subscribe to my channel, Fantasy Spark. One of the most important confrontations to take place in the Third Age was the battle at Orthanc between Saruman the White and Gandalf the Grey. And this confrontation between old friends displays to us vividly just how different of a path the two Istari had chosen in the battle for the future of Middle-earth. By July 3018, Saruman had decided to ally himself with Sauron and the dark forces of Mordor, and when Gandalf would come to visit him at Isengard, he would do his very best by using the power of his voice to try and convince Gandalf to likewise betray the free peoples of Middle-earth and to forsake their divine mission entirely. Gandalf refused, of course, and so Saruman captured Gandalf and imprisoned him on the top of the Orthanc tower at Isengard. Gandalf would eventually escape with the help of his friend Radagast and the great eagle Gwahir, meaning that Saruman had now allowed his betrayal to become widespread knowledge, while also simultaneously acquiring a fierce and powerful new enemy. All of these potential issues could have been avoided if he had just killed Gandalf after he had refused to join. So why did he not? Well, let's get into it. Firstly, it needs to be clarified that Saruman had never expected for Gandalf to be able to escape from his isolated prison at the top of Orthanc, and he did not plan for the events that would later unfold. Also, it is possible that Saruman was more controlled and influenced by Sauron than perhaps he would care to admit. Also, I don't think Saruman would have considered himself as a villain or even as in the wrong for his betrayal of the White Council, as his desire to obtain the Ring of Power did not grow out of the same will to dominate all life that Sauron possessed, but from his desire to fix the problems he saw in Middle-earth, healing all the issues he witnessed around him by creating a new order using the One Ring of Sauron against him, and hopefully with Gandalf by his side. Simply put, at this point in the story, Saruman was not an individual who was completely and wholly evil. Thus, for Saruman, the killing of Gandalf was really just a bridge too far, an act of evil that he could simply not justify at that moment. It is true that he had long begrudged Gandalf the respect he earned from all corners of Middle-earth, but that does not mean Saruman was yet ready to murder his old friend. And the dialogue between Gandalf and Saruman in Orthanc can be considered the crossroads of Saruman's internal conflict. He recognized that Gandalf would be a strong ally. He recognized his nobility, his strength, and the wisdom of his friend, and this would not let him resort to murder, at least not yet. Saruman wanted instead to convince Gandalf of the inevitability of Mordor's victory and bring Gandalf to his side, a feat that would not be possible if he was dead. But Saruman's voice was one of his most powerful weapons, and it is possible that he believed that perhaps after a long period of captivity, alongside the power of his voice, he may have been able to win Gandalf over to his cause. And another key reason as to why Saruman did not kill Gandalf was not out of respect or admiration for his old friend, but simply because he still needed him, as Gandalf was the only one at that point in Saruman's network who knew the whereabouts of the ring bearer. He needed Gandalf because Gandalf knew about the movements of the ring and the identity of the ring bearer as well. Saruman had no idea how to even begin searching for the ring, nor any clue as to who had it or to where it had gone. he had tried brutally and painfully many times to extract this information out of Gandalf, but to no avail. And without this information on the identity and location of the ring bearer, Gandalf's survival was of utmost importance to Saruman, and he could not have killed Gandalf even if he had wanted to. So there we have it. There are many reasons that Saruman may have let Gandalf live. It could be that he was not yet in a position to openly spill blood and transgress the bond of the White Council so definitively. Or perhaps he was simply just waiting till he got all the information he needed from Gandalf before he would have disposed of him. But at the end of the day, Saruman was out for himself and he believed he always knew best. So he believed the smartest thing to do at that time was to keep Gandalf alive. But I am sure that was a decision he would soon come to regret. So I hope you found this glimpse into why Saruman did not kill Gandalf to be interesting, and don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more deep dives into the lore of Middle-earth and other fantasy worlds. And please do share your thoughts in the comments below about what other videos from the Lord of the Rings universe you would like for me to cover next. But until next time, may the light of Erendil shine bright for you and guide your way. Thank you so much for watching and have a great day. Bye.